Hello students, Unit 1 Meristematic and Permanent Tissues. Module name Complex Tissue Phloem. Module number 07. Myself, Ms. Triveni Tari, MSc, Assistant Professor, PSSRSN College of Arts and Science, Farmagudi, Ponda, Goa. Outline Components of phloem tissue, Structure of phloem tissue components. Learning outcome. Students will be able to describe the components of phloem tissue, recognize its characteristic, analyze the functions, differentiate between the elements. We have already seen in module number 3 that the permanent tissues can be subdivided into simple tissue and complex tissue. We have the complex tissue that is made up of more than one type of cells, and further it is subdivided into xylem and phloem. Xylem is involved in conduction of water and phloem is involved in conduction of food. Now phloem word is derived from a Greek word phloios meaning bark, because bark is mainly composed of the secondary phloem and it is coined by Nageli. Now when you study phloem, you will come across primary phloem and you will see secondary phloem. The primary phloem is derived from procambium and secondary phloem is derived from the vascular cambium. This is the vascular cambium and the cells over here are the secondary phloem which are derived from the cambium. Now based on the formation, you have the two types. You have the protophloem and you have the metaphloem. Now protophloem will be composed of smaller cells and it will be formed first. You can see over here these are smaller, and metaphloem will be formed later and they will be consisting of larger cells. So this is the metaphloem, this is the protophloem. Now there are four main components of phloem. You have sieve elements, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers that you can see in the longitudinal section of phloem and the transverse section of phloem. Now sieve elements will be mainly composed of two types. It can be sieve cell or it will be sieve tube. Sieve cell, this is the primitive conducting tissue because it is present in lower plants. That is basically in case of gymnosperm, and the cells will appear elongated and they will be narrow. Then you have the sieve tube elements which are advanced type. These are the actual conducting cells in case of the phloem tissue. They will be short, elongated, cylindrical tube-like structures. And each of the sieve tube will be forming a continuous channel that is called as the sieve tubes. Second is sieve tube elements which are advanced and are the actual conducting cells in the phloem. They are short, elongated, cylindrical tube-like structure which are forming the long tubes. The end walls will be showing you the presence of the sieve pores, and the sieve pores are the modified plasmodesmata. Now we have the types of sieve plates based on the sieve pores. This is the longitudinal section that is showing the presence of sieve plates. Now the sieve plates can be simple when it is having a single sieve area with the sieve pores, and it will be referred to as compound sieve plate when there will be several sieve areas with the sieve pores. Now here you can see the sieve tube element with the companion cell and the sieve plates. Each of the sieve plate will be having the presence of the sieve pores. Now when you study it in detail, you will see to it that this is the end wall that is showing you the presence of two primary walls of two different cells, and you will also see the presence of the middle lamellae, and these two cells will be interconnected by the connecting strand, and this connecting strand will be encapsulated by a layer of callus, and you will see the presence of the pores in these areas. Now, mature sieve tube will contain parietal cytoplasm, a large central vacuole, a large group of longitudinally running transcellular proteins. Now, these proteins are referred to as the phloem protein. There is no presence of nucleus. The nucleus of the adjacent cell, that is the companion cell, controls the activity of the sieve tube. This is the difference between the sieve cell and the sieve tube. Here you can see that it is one of the primitive type. This is the advanced type. This is having the elongated cell, whereas this is forming a tubular structure. Secondly, this will be showing you the presence of albuminous cell, whereas this will be showing you the presence of the companion cell that lie adjacent to the sieve tube. Companion cell. Now this is a characteristic feature of angiosperm and they are closely associated with the sieve tube. The sieve tube and the companion cell will be interconnected by means of plasmodesmata. Each of the companion cell will be living, elongated, and it will be thin walled. It will be having dense cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus. They will be showing you the presence of large ribosomes and mitochondria. They are going to provide the energy that is required for translocation of the food materials in the sieve tube members. Here you can see the LS of the phloem and the companion cell, and here you can see the transverse section of the sieve tube and the companion cells which are connected by plasmodesmata. Now in this particular section you can see that the sieve tubes will always show the presence of the companion cells adjacent to them. Next component of phloem is phloem parenchyma. The cells will be elongated and thin walled, made up of cellulose, and they will be showing you the presence of pits. They have the dense cytoplasm and a nucleus. They are helping in storage and radial conduction. Now in case of secondary phloem, you will have the phloem parenchyma which are arranged vertically along the sieve tubes, and you have the ray parenchyma which are arranged in the horizontal direction. The last component of phloem is phloem fibers, which are also referred to as bast fibers. They are mainly found in abundance in secondary phloem. The cells are elongated, unbranched with the tapering ends, and they are dead. They are offering mechanical support and protection to the phloem tissue. These are few of the references, books and the websites for your reading. Thank you.